Welcome back to Soul Renovation. I'm Adeline Atlas, 7 times published author. The old you is gone, meet the unstoppable. Real transformation isn't an upgrade. It's a rebirth. It's not about becoming better. It's about becoming new. The person you were had to be destroyed so that the version of you coded for destiny, for dominion, for power, could finally take the wheel. Let's start here. The person you were? She's gone. And the person you are becoming? She's a force. Let's be very clear. That old version of you didn't just change. She expired. You didn't evolve because it was cute. You evolved because you had to. Because staying small was suffocating. Because playing dumb to be loved got too painful. Because repeating cycles started feeling like death in slow motion. You had no choice but to rise. The old you was survival coded. She knew how to shrink, how to please, how to protect herself through silence. She knew how to be liked. She knew how to blend in, mold herself, play sweet, hide her magic. And she did a good job keeping you safe, but not sovereign. And when you're called to impact, to lead, to build, safety isn't enough anymore. You need vision. You need clarity. You need energy that isn't leaking into keeping people comfortable. You need to own your evolution like it's sacred. That old version of you isn't coming with you. And I know it feels weird. It's like shedding skin you lived in for years. It's like grieving someone while becoming someone else. But hear me. This is not an identity crisis. It's an identity upgrade. You're not lost. You're just no longer looped. And what does the new version of you look like? She's focused, selective, clear. Her time is expensive. Her voice is sharpened. She doesn't text back out of guilt. She doesn't attend out of obligation. She doesn't explain herself to people who've never bothered to understand her frequency. She moves like she knows she is the asset. This version of you isn't available for emotional baiting. She's not giving access to people who only show up to borrow her energy. She doesn't water herself down to be digestible. She's done performing. She's operating. Unstoppable doesn't mean robotic. It doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't fold. You don't spiral when plans shift. You don't panic when they leave. You don't fall apart at a closed door. You build your own entrance. You're not chasing anything. Because what's aligned is attracted to your frequency. And yes, this level costs. It costs comfort, familiarity. Some people won't recognize you anymore. That's the point. Because they weren't in love with you. They were in love with your former compliance, your silence, your emotional labor. And now that you've reclaimed your time, your truth, your light, they feel exposed. But here's what you need to know. Their discomfort is not your burden. Their confusion is not your responsibility. Their detachment is not your downfall. Because the version of you rising now, she's not performing for applause. She's anchored in purpose. The person you are becoming doesn't need validation, because she's validated by vision. She walks into rooms like she belongs, not because she's arrogant, but because she remembers who she is. She's not afraid to stand alone, because she finally stands with herself. And here's the beautiful part. She's just getting started. This version of you is building momentum. You're aligning faster, manifesting cleaner, attracting people, resources, opportunities, connections that match your new code. Why? Because the universe only responds to clarity. And you finally got it. You know what you're not. You know what you won't tolerate. You know what you're not going back to. And now, you're ready to build with precision. You're ready to say yes without delay and no without guilt. You're ready to design your reality, not react to it. The person you were is gone. Say goodbye, honor her for surviving, thank her for trying, and now, bury her with love. Because the version of you emerging, she's not in hiding. She's here to lead. The School of Soul Vault is my private monthly membership designed for those who are done just listening and ready to start building. Inside, you get full access to my video series, the unfiltered teachings, the strategy, the game plans, everything I don't share anywhere else. If you're ready to grow in silence and rise with precision, this is where it happens. Join the vault, monthly access, lifetime impact.